feel like it's been forever since we've done this. Does it feel?
Oh, no, it
long
doesn't.
time? No, not so much. Kind of does to me. Okay. Okay.
Around 583.
I think that's where we are, 583. Okay. All right. To kind of recap, they killed Caesar. The people are all upset. Antony has sent a servant, and the servant has basically said, you know, my master just simply wants to know why you did this, and if he's satisfied with the answer, then he'll be your friend, okay? And now we're going to have Mark Antony come, and in spite of this ghastly voice that you're hearing, I'm going to play the part of Antony. I'm going to need a Brutus. I saw Tucker first. Cassius. Oh, I saw you. Okay, Maddie, you can be the next person that comes along, whoever that is. Oh, servant. You get to be servant. And servant is good. That's okay. And then on page 588, we have plebeians. Okay? And I'm going to need 4 of them. So I have plebeian number 1, plebeian number 2. Will is not feeling well. Are you okay? You don't have to read today. Okay. Plebeian 3 and 4. Okay. There we go. All right. So Brutus, again, because Brutus is so honorable, he can't see deceit in other people. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a liar, you think everybody lies, right? Okay? But if you're honorable, you do the same thing. You think everybody's as honorable as you are. Well, not so much, okay? So about this time, Antony enters. So Brutus on line 148, that's yours.
But here comes Antony. Welcome, Mark Antony.
Now, I know this sounds really weird, and this poor body of Julius Caesar is just going to hang around all over the place, okay? Because they're kind of standing around there talking with the body lying right there, okay? So as Antony comes up to them, of course, he looks down and sees the body of his friend. "Oh, mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Are all thy conquest, glories, triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little measure? Fare thee well." And now he addresses the men. "I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who else must be let blood? Who else is rank? If I myself, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour, nor no instrument of half that worth as those your swords, made rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do beseech you, if you bear me hard, now whilst your purple hands do reek and smoke, fulfill your pleasure. Live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me, so no means of death as here by Caesar, and by you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age." And so he says, if you're going to kill me now, okay? Kill me while your hands are still bloodied with that rich and royal blood of Caesar. Use the same bloody hands and the same bloody instruments. I'm good to go, okay? But of course, that's not what Brutus has in mind, and so he says,
"O Antony, beg not your death of us. Thou now we must appear bloody and cruel, as by our hands and this our present act you see we do. Yet see you but our hands, and this the bleeding business they have done. Our hearts you see not, they are pitiful. And pity to the general wrong of Rome, as fire drops out fire. So pity hath done this deed on Caesar. For your part, to you our swords have leaden points, Mark Antony, our arms and strength of malice, and our hearts of brothers temper. Do do receive you, and with all kind love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Okay, so Brutus again says, we have no intention of harming you. Yes, you see our bloody hands, but you don't see our hearts. Okay, and the reason we did this was out of love for Rome. And Cassius is going to kind of add his 2 cents and say to Antony,
your voice shall be as strong as any man's in the disposing of new
dignities.
Oh my.
Yeah. When you first look at it, it looks like nothing but a bunch of eyes. Okay. So, but Brutus has got to finish this up.
Only be patient till we have appeased the multitude beside themselves with fear, and then we will deliver you the cause why I that did love Caesar when I struck him have thus proceeded.
Okay. Now, guys, Antony is going to do something so odd, and normally I would actually do this, but because I'm sick, I'm not going to, okay? But Antony is literally going to go to each one of the, and what do we call these people? Conspirators?
Murderers.
Murderers? Assassins?
Oh.
What else? Purgers? Guys, they killed a man in cold blood. 7 against 1, by the way. Okay? While his back was turned. Yeah. Right? He is literally going to, don't do it, but he's going to reach out and he's going to shake their bloody hands. I mean, they haven't even wiped their hands yet. Ugh. I doubt not of your wisdom. Let each man render me his bloody hand. First, Marcus Brutus will I shake with you. Now, Caius Cassius, do I take your hand. Now, Decius Brutus, yours. Now, yours, Metellus. Yours, Cinna. And my valiant Casca, yours. Though last, not least in love, yours, good Trebonius. Gentlemen all, alas, what shall I say? My credit now stands on such slippery ground that one of 2 bad ways you must conceit me, either a coward or a flatterer. Okay? All right, either I am being friends with you because I'm a coward, or I'm being friends with you because I'm a flatterer. And apparently being a flatterer is a bad thing in Rome. And it basically means that you have no true loyalties. Okay, you can love Caesar, oh, he's dead. Uh-oh, I love Brutus now. Okay? That I did love thee, Caesar, oh, 'tis true. If then thy spirit look upon us now, shall it not grieve thee dearer than thy death to see thy Antony making his peace, shaking the bloody fingers of thy foes, most noble in the presence of thy corpse? Had I as many eyes as thou hast wounds, weeping as fast as they stream forth thy blood, it would become me better than to close in terms of friendship with thine enemies. Pardon me, Julius. Here wast thou bade, brave heart, here didst thou fall, and here thy hunters stand, signed in thy spoil, and crimsoned in thy lethe. O world, thou wast the forest to this heart, and this indeed, O world, the heart of thee. How like a deer stricken by many princes dost thou here lie. Now, guys, Cassius has just about had enough of this, okay? And Mark Antony is comparing Caesar to a deer, okay? The world was his forest, and these hunters struck him down. Well, Cassius doesn't want to hear all this, so he tells Mark Antony.
Mark Antony.
Oh, pardon me, Caius Cassius. The enemies of Caesar shall say this, then in a friend it is cold modesty.
I blame you not for praising Caesar, but what compact mean you have to have with us? Will you be pricked in number of our friends, or shall we and not depend on you?
Okay, you know, are you with us or are you against us? Okay, therefore I took your hands, but was indeed swayed from the point by looking down on Caesar. Friends, I am with you all and love you all. upon this hope that you shall give me reasons why and wherein Caesar was dangerous. And again, he says, you know, you are noble men. I've always liked you, but tell me what it was about Caesar that you felt like you had to do this. And Brutus says,
Or else were this a savage spectacle. Our reasons are so full of good regard that were you, Antony, the son of Caesar, you should be satisfied.
okay, now guys, that is just about the most ridiculous statement I believe I've heard any character in literature say. But again, it speaks to Brutus's nobility, but guys, he does not get this. He just looked at Mark Antony and said, Mark Antony, our reasons for killing Caesar were so good that if you were Caesar's real live son, you would say, yeah, that was right, do that. What? How long would it take me to convince you that I was okay in killing your father? Anyone? 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 Guys, no. Brutus is not a good judge of character. That is not going to happen. Okay. Okay, now it's my turn. That is all I seek, and am moreover suitor that I may produce his body to the marketplace, and in the pulpit, as becomes a friend, speak in the order of his funeral. So now Antony is working it a little bit, and he says, I'm with you, but there is one thing that you have to, give me, and that is, as his friend, let me speak at his funeral. Well, Brutus again says,
You shall, Mark Antony.
And when he does this, Cassius is about having a cow, okay? No, do not let Mark Antony speak at Caesar's funeral. Go ahead, Cassius.
Brutus, a word with you. You know not what you do. Do not consent that Antony speak in his funeral. Know you how much the people may be moved by that which he will utter?
Okay. No, Brutus, don't do this. You let Mark Antony speak at Caesar's funeral, there's no telling what he will say. He will get the whole of all Rome up in arms. There's no telling what might happen. By your pardon. Oh, Brutus, that's you.
By your pardon, I will myself into the pulpit first, and show the reason of our Caesar's death. What Antony shall speak, I will protest. He speaks by leave and by permission, and that we are contented. Caesar shall have all surety rights and lawful ceremonies. It shall advantage more than do us wrong.
Okay. Brutus says, no, I got this. We'll let Antony talk. And he can say, all good things about Caesar. But he will tell the people that we have allowed him to speak. And it will be more advantageous to us than harmful. I'm going to ask you one more time. Brutus says, let Antony speak. Cassius says, don't let him. Who's going to be right?
Cassius.
Cassius is going to be right, I'm telling you. Okay. Cassius, go ahead.
I know not what may fall. I like it not.
Mark Antony, take you Caesar's body. You shall not in your funeral speech blame us, but speak all good you can devise of Caesar, and say you do it by our permission. Else shall you have not any hand at all about his funeral, and you shall speak in the same pulpit whereto I am going, after my speech is ended.
Okay, now this is really important. And again, he's going to grab up the body and take it over to the pulpit. And Brutus says, you can say all the good things about Caesar you want. Just don't say anything bad about us. Tell the people that you are speaking because we gave you permission to do so. First, I'm going to go talk to the people, kind of calm them down, and then you'll talk after me. Be it so. I do desire no more.
Prepare the body then and follow us.
And guys, everybody exits except Antony. Now remember, this is the guy that is shaking bloody hands, that's claiming how much he loves them. It's all good. But now he is standing there with the body of his friend, and it's going to change just a little bit. And he's going to talk directly to the body. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these, here's what we call them, butchers. Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that shed this costly blood. And by the way, woe means like pain and suffering. Is he going to get them back? Yeah. He's going to avenge Caesar's death. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. Domestic fury and fierce civil strife shall cumber all the parts of Italy. Blood and destruction shall be so in use, and dreadful objects so familiar, that mothers shall smile when they behold their infants quartered with the hands of war, all pity choked with custom of fell deeds, and Caesar's spirit, ranging for revenge, with 80 by his side, come hot from hell, shall in these confines with the monarch's voice cry havoc, and let slip the dogs of war, that this foul deed shall smell above the earth with carrion men groaning for burial. Okay, this is how bad Rome is going to get. I am going to incite such terror over the death of Caesar that women will see their babies quartered. You know what that means? You know how you quarter somebody? How do you do it, Will? Huh? Oh, because it's kind of gross. It is. Especially when you're talking about babies and children. They would take a rope and tie this arm and this arm and this leg and this leg, and then there would be 4 horses, and they would go in different directions. Quartered. And women would watch their babies being quartered. Wouldn't say anything because there's so much strife going on. Woo! Whoa! Okay. Now, about this time, we have a servant come in, and Antony recognizes him. You serve Octavius Caesar, do you not?
I do, Mark Antony.
Caesar did right for him to come to Rome.
He did receive his letters in his coming, and bid me say to you by word of mouth, O Caesar.
And guys, the servant looks down and realizes that Caesar is dead. And he gets, kind of choked up and like teary-eyed. Thy heart is big, get thee apart and weep. Passion I see is catching, for mine eyes, seeing those beads of sorrow in thine, began to water. Is thy master coming? And guys, this is not the most significant line in the play, but again, it just shows you that Shakespeare can just get to the heart of an emotional element. How many of you cry when you see somebody else cry? Sometimes, yeah. I can be perfectly fine in any situation until I see somebody else crying, and then it's all waterworks. Okay, and the servant says,
He lies tonight within 7 leagues of Rome.
Oh, and by the way, Octavius Caesar is Julius Caesar's younger cousin, younger nephew. Okay, so of course he's going to be upset when the servant goes back and says, by the way, your uncle's been murdered. Post back with speed and tell him what hath chanced. Here is a mourning Rome, a dangerous Rome, no Rome of safety for Octavius yet. Hie hence and tell him so. Yet stay a while, thou shalt not back till I have borne this corpse into the marketplace. There shall I try in my oration how the people take the cruel issue of these bloody men. according to the which thou shalt discourse to young Octavius of the state of things. Now lend me your hand. So he says to the servant, first of all, he says, run back to Octavius and tell him what happened. And then he says, wait a minute, don't leave yet, okay? I'm about to go to the pulpit, and I want to kind of gauge how the Romans are going to react, okay? So now we're at the pulpit, the plebeians, and what are plebeians? The common folk, okay. And so they are talking, and all together, every plebeian, yell this. We will be satisfied.
Let us be satisfied.
Yay. Okay. All right, Brutus, talk to him.
Then follow me and give me audience, friends. Cassius, go you into the other street and part the numbers. Those that will hear me speak, let them stay here. Those that will follow Cassius, go with him. And public reason shall be rendered of Caesar's death. Okay. Now, Brutus, there's a big crowd, okay? Brutus says, I'll talk to this group, Cassius, you take a group over there and you talk to them. Both of us will tell the people why it is we did what we did, okay? And plebeian number 1 says,
I will hear Brutus speak.
Number 2.
I will hear Cassius and compare their reasons when severally we will hear them rendered.
And 3.
The noble Brutus is ascended in silence.
Okay, now guys, Brutus is going to address the crowd. And here we go. And I may stop you periodically. Okay. Come on, Brutus.
Be patient to the last, Romans, countrymen, and lovers. Hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to my honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and wake your senses, that you may the better judge. If there be any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar's, to him I say that Brutus's love to Caesar was no less than his.
Okay, the first point he's going to make is, if you loved Caesar, I loved him as much, if not more. Okay, go ahead.
If then that friend demand why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I love Caesar less, but that I love Rome more.
Okay, there you have it, guys. There it is in a nutshell. Yes, I loved Caesar, he was my friend. But I loved Rome more. Go ahead.
Had you rather Caesar were living and die all slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all freemen?
Okay, now guys, that is an example of anti-metaboly, okay? Now, which do you want? Do you want Caesar alive and you be a slave? Okay? Or do you want Caesar dead and you be a free man? Now, what are you going to answer to that?
Free.
Yeah, guys, there is no way. And by the way, that's known as a logical fallacy, okay? Because it's either this or it's this. When those are really not the only 2 options. Okay, go ahead.
As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoiced with him. As he was valiant, I honored him. As he was ambitious, I slew him. There is tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition. Who is here so base that would be a bondman?
Oh, well, me, I want to be a slave. Oh, no. Nobody's going to answer that. Who wants to be a slave? Anyone? No. Go ahead.
If any speak for him, have I offended? Who is here so rude that would not be a Roman? If any speak for him, have I offended? Who is here so violent that would not love his country? If any speak for him, have I offended? I pause for a reply.
Okay, and guys, Brutus is actually doing a very good job of making a case for why he did what he did. And he is definitely manipulating the crowd, okay? If you want to be a slave, all right. Then, yeah. And they get it, and they all say, go ahead. No, Brutus, no. Okay, Brutus.
Then none have I offended. I have done no more to Caesar than you shall do to Brutus. The question of his death is enrolled in the Capitol. His glory not extenuated, wherein he was worthy, nor his offenses enforced. for which he suffered death.
Okay, and guys, Brutus is making the point that Caesar had really great qualities. He did some wonderful things, but he died because of his ambition. And about this time, here comes Mark Antony, literally carrying the body of Caesar. Go ahead, Brutus.
Here comes his body, borne by Mark Antony, who, though he had no hands in his death, shall receive the benefit of his dying, a place in the commonwealth, as which of you shall not. With this I depart, that as I slew my best lover for the good of Rome, I have the same dagger for myself, when it shall please my country to do my death.
And guys, he's going to end it with this, okay? I slew my best friend out of love for Rome. And if Rome wants my death, then I will give it. But no, they don't want his death, and they all say, live, Brutus, live. Okay, plebeians.
Bring him with triumph home unto his house.
And guys, they're talking about Brutus. Oh, let's honor Brutus. Go ahead.
Give him a statue with his ancestors.
Let him be Caesar.
Caesar's better parts shall be crowned Brutus.
We'll bring him to his house with shouts and clamors.
My countrymen,
Peace, silence. Brutus speaks.
Peace, hope.
good countrymen, let me depart alone, and for my sake stay here with Antony. Do grace to Caesar's corpse and grace of speech tending to Caesar's glories, which Mark Antony, by our permission, is allowed to make. I do entreat you, not a man depart, stay by alone till Antony has spoken.
And guys, Brutus, puts the cherry on top by telling the people, don't leave until you've heard Antony speak. Okay, plebeians.
Stay home and let us hear more.
Let him go up into the chair. We will hear him, noble Antony, go up.
For Brutus's sake I am beholding to you. And he goes over to the pulpit.
What does he say of Brutus?
He says for Brutus' sake, he finds himself beholden to all of us.
Where?
It were.
Oh, it were best he speak no harm of Brutus here.
You better not be talking bad about my Brutus now. He's my man. Okay.
This
Alright.
Caesar was a tyrant.
Oh, bad old Caesar. We don't even like him anymore.
Nay, that's certain. We are blessed that Rome is rid of him.
Oh, yay. We're glad he's gone. Yeah. Good heavens. What would you call these plebeians? Easily persuaded. Followers, absolutely. Plebeian number 2.
Peace, let us hear what Antony can say.
You gentle Romans.
Peace, ho, let us hear.
Okay, and we have the most famous line in Julius Caesar, and here it is. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
What in the world?
It's an era.
Oh, that scared me.
I know it. That's why I throwed it at you. I have another one.
Everything. I was like, why are you surprised?
There you go. Okay. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, as Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious. And Brutus is an honorable man. Now, guys, how many times has he said that Brutus was honorable?
Like 4.
Like 4 times. Does that mean that Antony thinks Brutus is a super honorable man?
No.
How's this coming off?
Sarcasm.
It's like sarcasm. By the way, what was the one thing that Mark Antony said he would not do? Talk bad about them. Oh, he's saying nothing but good things. There's a loophole in there. There you go. Okay. Okay. You all did see that on Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment thou art fled to. Look at this pun. Brutish beasts. And men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back. Now, guys, has he worked the crowd? You loved this man. You cherished this man. Have you no feelings? Have you no heart? Oh, let's see how the plebeians react, shall we? Plebeian 1.
Oh, thank
Ah,
methinks
aha.
there is much reason in his saying.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Oh, they done him bad. They done him wrong. Number 3.
As he masters, I fear there will a worse come in his place.
Oh, somebody worse will take over. 4.
Mark ye his words, he would not take the crown, therefore 'tis certain he was not ambitious.
If it be found so, so will dear abide it.
Poor soul, his eyes are red as fire with weeping.
There's not a man nobler, and there's not a nobler man in Rome than Antony.
Now Mark him, he begins again to speak.
Can you say flip-flop? Oh, now Antony's the one making sense. Now, guys, Brutus has made some mistakes, and one of them is he misjudges people, but he made a huge tactical error. You know what it was?
Letting Mark Antony speak.
Not letting him speak, but letting him speak
Good. What?
after him.
Oh.
After him. Yeah. Guys, in our judicial system, let's just say somebody's on trial for some crime, and you have the defense attorney, right? And then you have the district attorney who represents the state, and they're prosecuting, right? Who gets to speak last in a trial? Defense or prosecution?
Defense.
It is defense, based on the idea that all defendants are innocent until proven guilty, and therefore everything, every decision, every court protocol is based on the idea that the defense has the edge. And so before the jury goes in to deliberate, the last words they hear are that of the defense, which you are most likely to remember. If Brutus had let Mark Antony speak first and then him come, maybe the outcome would be different. But he let Antony speak after him. Okay, guys, I'm just about done. Did y'all have questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Questions that you might now be able to finish? Let me say, you can do number 5. You can do number 7 and you can do number 8, but you can't do 6 or 9 because we haven't gotten that far. Okay? You're welcome. Thank you. Tucker. Uh-huh. All right. Did everybody get a set of questions? Okay. Okay, you can answer 5, 7, and 8. Okay? The will is what Anthony's going to read tomorrow. Okay.
What do you think? You get my cartilage pierced? It's National Piercing.
Oh.
What?
You think
Oh,
I
that's
think I should
good.
get my ears pierced?
I think you should. I'm liking it. That's good. Okay, this one is
Why is it green?
is bloody. It's... Go ahead and put that one on.
I just got my ears pierced.
Ooh, okay.
It's really fit on there.
Okay.
Next to the brain.
Do what?
She got this part pierced, gets all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all the brain. They were like,
Okay.
there, she pulled it. I was like, ah. Please don't.
Guys, on number 7, do you know what soliloquy it's talking about?
Just like talking to himself.
Yeah, when he's talking to himself after they leave, right?
Right, but he's not really talking to himself so much as he's talking to Caesar's body.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
will. Make it 100 on your quiz.
Oh, and guys, I did get your grades in on your, metaphor project. You guys did a pretty good job on them. I did take it for a test grade.
We are figure language?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I called it metaphor.
Oh,
I just thought I'd show you some of the more unusual ones. This is, what's that called when you do that?
I don't know, I remember doing it in like elementary school though.
Who did that?
Mosaic, right? Oh, thank you.
I forgot to give it to you. Okay.
Okay, whose do you think this is?
Brooks?
It's Brooks. You can tell because she has the neatest handwriting in the entire school. It is true.
It's like a copier.
She is like a copier. This one's pretty good. Miranda's. Did you do it?
Yes.
Did you do it? This is the one plucked his wings.
She was carrying it around.